Hey y'all, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of the Healing Version podcast. I am your host, Deborah, aka Miss Debo, aka Debo. You know, whatever you know me as in this lifetime. What's up, y'all? And if this is your first time joining an episode of the Healing Version podcast, I welcome you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking a step towards your healing. You the ish to me. All right, y'all. So we gonna get right into this episode. But before I get into the episode and we get into it and talk about it, I'm gonna let y'all know what's been going on in my life. I feel like I haven't given y'all an update, like a life update, in a while. I just been diving deep into these episodes just right away. So yeah, we gonna get into it. All right, y'all. So life update. What's been going on with me? So last week, my daughter celebrated her prom. She's a senior. She'll be graduating at the end of this month. These kids are making me feel so old, but she had a wonderful prom. Everything panned out the way that we needed it to. We received favor. It was amazing. She looked absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So we did that. That was a lot of fun. If you've never gotten a girl ready for prom, yeah, it's equivalent, I think, to being a maid of honor for your best friend or something. Because, baby, all the things that you, girl, anyway, yeah. But it was, I wouldn't change it for the world. If I had to go back and do it again, I definitely would. It was a beautiful experience, and I lived through it. Absolutely. So, what else has been going on? School. School is about to be over for me, y'all, for the summer. I was going to take some classes this summer, but I decided I was absolutely not taking any classes. I was going to use this time to do some things for me personally, business wise. Yeah, so I just decided, nah. And then the setup they was trying to do was, I feel like, was God's way of saying, hey, no classes. So no classes this summer. I don't go back to school till August. I have one assignment due, y'all. I got my assignments done so quick. My stuff was not done until like Friday and Sunday this week. Baby, I was done Tuesday night. I'm so ready to be done with school, period. But I have one assignment left, which is an exam. But the instructor's just like, he's going to drop a test score. So he's like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. And we'll just keep your grade as is. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do it though. Cause I don't know. I just like, what if I get 100? I haven't gotten 100, but yeah. So that's a spill about school. The kids will be out of school as well this month. I forget what day they're out, but yep, they'll be out. It'll be summer break. I'm gonna be outside, y'all, because I've been working so hard. I need to be outside, taking a breather, walking in the park, enjoying myself. So I plan to be out in nature a lot over the next few months. So if you see me outside, just, blow the horn, say hey. Now, when it comes to the podcast, the Healing Version podcast, I have a few things coming along that I'm going to be able to share with y'all. And I think y'all going to be happy about these things. One, I have my website that'll be dropping this summer. I ain't going to tell y'all all the goodies and stuff I'm doing with my website, but you'll be able to see and you'll be able to support, and yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. But that's all I'm gonna tell y'all about the website. I do have a few other surprises coming, by way of content and how much content y'all will be getting from me. I think y'all are gonna be excited about this. If you were real, I'm seeing the Healing Version tribe, Healing Version. Hey, I'm down with you, Miss Debo. You gonna enjoy this. You gonna be happy about it. So that's kind of what's been going on. I did try to go out on a date, y'all, and what I'm finding is that these men want to be chased, and I'm not doing it. A man or a woman should not have to chase like somebody that they're interested in. When I think of chasing, I think of someone running and you're running behind them. So if they're running, they don't want nothing to do with you. leave them alone. They don't want you. Okay, move on. I don't even know why I said that, but I'm glad I did say it because I do have. I know y'all. I keep saying this, y'all, and y'all. One day y'all gonna believe me because y'all gonna be like, "Oh wow, she actually did it." My dating series is going to be dropping. Okay, this year. I'm not gonna say when, but just know I got a treat for y'all. But yeah, so we are going to dive right into this episode. Today's episode is on jealousy and envy within the dysfunctional families. And I want to put emphasis on in the dysfunctional family because that's where you find jealousy and envy. You don't find jealousy and envy in healthy family dynamics. It just doesn't exist there. It has no place. It can't breathe. Okay? So, yes, jealousy and envy with family systems, especially with dysfunction, emotional neglect, and all of those things. So let's get into it. All right. So the first thing that I would like to get into is definitions. Y'all know I love me some definitions. I love to break things down because somebody might be listening and they may be thinking like, what does she mean by that? Like, what does jealousy mean? What does it mean to be envious? So I'm going to give y'all the definition. So jealousy is the fear of losing love, attention, or a role within the family. So some ways that jealousy may show up. A parent may experience jealousy when their child achieves milestones they themselves never reached. For instance, a mother who faced financial hardships and couldn't attend college might feel envious when her daughter secures a full scholarship to a prestigious university. This jealousy often stems from the parents' unresolved feelings about missed opportunities, and this can lead to tension if it's not addressed. I think that it is absolutely a sad case for a parent to be jealous of their child. Where is the parents, or who are the parents out there that want their children to do a million times better than them, want their children to be more successful than them, want them to want them to live longer? Like, that is the normal parent feeling. That is how normal parents feel. That is how healed parents feel. I cannot imagine being jealous of my kids because they're doing better than I did. Like, what? You know how toxic you are to have an issue because you're the person you decided to lay down and have, you know, you're jealous of that person? Like, you brought them into this world. Like, is you cool? But anyway, okay, so parental jealousy, like what? All right, so the next way a jealousy could show up is through family members like aunts and uncles. They may feel jealous of the younger generation accomplishments. Y'all know I talked about this on my last episode about how they always want to like instill their fears on you, that type of thing. So, for example, an uncle might feel envious of his niece's successful career, especially if he perceives his own achievements as lacking or failure. This jealousy can lead to subtle undermining comments like, "Oh, you think you all that? Ah, what's up, Miss College? What's up?" Like those little cute little jokey things. It always be some animosity and hate in them jokes. Watch them, watch them. This leads to lack of support, not only in life but in general. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just got triggered a little bit, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. So what you can do when you recognize people hating, because that's all it is. That's all jealousy is. It's hating. So recognizing these patterns of jealousy is crucial for fostering healthy family relationships. Open communication, empathy, and setting appropriate boundaries can help address and mitigate the negative impacts of jealousy within families. I stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? Like I talk about family togetherness because I really believe in like family togetherness. Like I'm here for it. But if you listen to me, if you've been here anytime, listen to any of my episodes, you know I'm an advocate for walking away from what don't serve you. I don't care who it is. What you cannot do is stay in situations with people who don't mean you no good. You get around somebody, your head hurt, your stomach still hurt. And every time you get around this person, you start feeling these things within your body. That your body is telling you to get the hell away from them. They're no good for you. They don't mean you no good. They don't care about you. People are freaking energy vampires. They'll dig, 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 big, big, big. And it don't even always have to be like physical things. Like your energy is valuable. Your energy is more valuable than any material thing that you can ever lend out, give out, any of that. So you have to protect your energy away from those vampires. Because I'm telling you, energy vampires will suck you dry. You'll be laying around tired, no energy, can't figure out why. And that's because you've let somebody suck the fucking life out of you in your energy. But okay, moving right along. So, the next definition that I like to talk about is the second half of what this show is about, which is envy. Envy is the desire for something another family member has, such as affection, approval, opportunities, freedom, material things. But you know, one thing that I see nowadays, like in today's time, is that a lot of people are not jealous of the material things you have. People are mostly jealous of like who you are, the energy you bring, the light that comes on when you walk into the room, the way people love on you, your aura. A lot of people are jealous of that. And see, people don't really care about a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, people still jealous of material things like that. I don't think that'll ever end. But a deeper rooted thing spiritually is people being jealous of like the energy you bring. So you have to be mindful of that because people will prey on your downfall. So stay prayed up. So the way envy shows up can be through like sibling parent issues. I think parents do a lot of things that they don't really realize that it's like pinning the kids against each other. So you can say like an older sibling may feel envious when a younger sibling receives more praise and attention from the parents. This envy can stem from a desire for the same level of recognition and affection, leading to feelings of inadequacy and competition between the siblings. So now you've created a fight between two people who don't even need to be fighting. These two people are supposed to be each other's rock, each other's backbone, each other's everything. If you have a sibling that you can call on for anything, whether it's money, time, attention, love on them. So to that, I say to my sister Erica, I love you and your energy and your spirit and how you show up for me and my babies. Hey, I'm saying this right now, right here, y'all, my witness. When I walk through that door of abundance, and my cup is overflowing, hers will be too. All right? My sister, Erica, your cup will also overflow. I promise. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to envy is envy amongst those extended family members, those cousins and aunties and uncles and, you know, the people who aren't the immediate family. So cousins or other extended family members may feel envious of each other's lifestyles, accomplishments, or relationships. For instance, one cousin's successful career or happy marriage might trigger an envy another, leading to strained interactions or passive aggressive comments during family gatherings. I'm pretty sure many of us experienced that. You're at the family gathering. If y'all have family gatherings, we don't get together for nothing but funerals and barely get up together for those. Like, you know, your family jacked up when they can't even come together for a funeral. Like how people used to, that's the only time you see your family, like, dang, I only see y'all doing funeral. My family's so jacked up, they don't even show up for funerals. Like, but anyway, that's not what this episode about. But hey, somebody had to say it. But all right, so those little passive aggressive comments that people make, you have to watch that, okay? What we have to start doing is checking people where they at. So somebody say something, wish bad on you, or say something like this. This is one that many people have heard. They put that "luh" in front of your accomplishment. That little job, that little core, your little business. You a big hater. So you have to call people out on that when they come to you with that look. Like, I have the same 24 hours as everybody else. If you want to accomplish some things, I'm not a hater. I give you the map, the road map, the book, that I tell you what I did, how I got there, and all of that. I have no problem helping the next person reach the next level, or pulling them up to the level I am at, or pushing them beyond where I am. I have no problem with that. See, people be missing out on their blessings because they're too busy looking down on others, praying on their downfall. You may not physically go into prayer and pray on somebody's downfall, but your thoughts, the way you handle them, the things you say behind their backs is praying on their downfall. Get your mouth off of them. Get your mouth off of people, especially chosen ones, the ones that God got his hands on, that he's blessing. Get your hands off them people. Because you will have to do some answerings. And I'm just going to say, my ancestors don't play about me. My spirit guides don't play about me. Hey, just be mindful, okay? Be mindful of what you say about people. Because a lot of y'all won't even say it to their face, or say it to my face, or whoever face. Just going to talk behind their back. But, that's where you belong, behind their backs. But anyway, all right. So I'd like to talk about some misconceptions when it comes to jealousy and envy. They say only bad or bitter people can be envious. No, envy can come from many people for many different things. And I feel like a lot of times if you feel jealousy or envy, you're not really open to being like, yeah, I'm jealous of that. Or, you might be one of those people that be like, girl, I'm jealous. I want one, or I wish I had. I feel like as long as there's not any ill intent behind it, and normally if you like open about it, you don't have any ill intent. It's the people who act like it's nothing, or they don't care about it, or it's a little thing, or the people who downplay it. Those are the people who are really like jealous and envious. Not too much the outspoken people. And you just listen to the tone of people, use your discernment, and you'll figure it out. All right. So the next thing I'd like to move into is the root causes of jealousy and envy within the family. So one of the things is unequal treatment. Favoritism based on performance, looks, or obedience breeds long-term resentment. I want y'all to come back on June 8th for my episode on favoritism. I'm going to dive deep into favoritism, what it look like, where it come from, and why y'all be doing that. Like, why y'all be having favorites? And then y'all don't even be like, I guess you can't hide when you like have a favorite, but like, how do you have a favorite out of your children? Like, how do you look at all the babies that came from you and like pick one that you like more than you like this one? I guess secretly you could have like a child that you like more, but to treat them differently, like to do things for instance, you got two daughters, and one of them you buy like new clothes, new toys, dolls and bows for hair. But then you have another daughter that you don't do any of that for. You just like let her use what her sister no longer wants. And say they like, 1 or 2 years apart, we're not going to pick it, whether it's the big sister, the little sister, don't matter. You should be equally buying them equal things. But I don't know, people people elevators don't go all the way up. So yeah. So another way or another root cause of jealousy, emotional neglect. Emotional neglect is another root cause. And when this happens, some children become invisible. They in turn grow up envious of siblings who were affirmed or emotionally nurtured. So you got those kids who, the sister that I mentioned, the one who gets nothing. She's just there. She's invisible. So as she gets older, she's looking at her sister like, oh, I don't like you because they treat you better than they treat me. Mama buy you things, daddy buy you things, but they don't never buy nothing for me. So the next thing I like to go into is role assignments. This is when you start labeling people, labeling kids, calling them things like the golden child or the rebel or the responsible one. I don't know. I might be guilty for the responsible one. I'm just saying, either you're responsible, you're not. You know. So I think I'm guilty of that. But what this does is it distorts identity and relationships. So a lot of times we as people are put into roles that we never agreed to. But somehow we felt forced to play these roles. This can turn into internal spite, where you're spiteful of yourself, where you have these quiet rages where you upset with yourself, like, why am I allowing people to identify who I am? And that's not even who I am, but I'm playing this role to make people happy. So with those kids who are called the strong one, they may begin to be quiet and envy the other kids who were free to be vulnerable. I have to be strong all this time, and they got to just pretty much be who they wanted to be or who they are. That's a sad case. Like I think a lot of people are in that mode of being who others want them to be. And I think a lot of kids have to go through that, especially teenagers, like coming out of high school. All this time, you got a parent telling you, oh, this is what you should be. This is what I want you to go to school for. This is what you should study. And they just basically plan your life out for you. Don't allow you to make any choices because they know what's best for you. But then you take a step back and you look at their life, and their life is in shambles. They ain't accomplished none of the things they wanted you to, or they did, and they want you to follow their footsteps, and you can just see that they're unhappy. You're not even happy with what you have going on. Like, yeah, you a doctor, you a lawyer, you got whatever career that you worked so hard to get. Kudos to you. We're not shading that. But if you are in something for the money and you're not happy, like, we're not doing that. We're not going into no roles or anything where we are unhappy. We need to be happy. Okay? Do what makes you happy. I have a sign up in my bathroom, and I remember about 4 years ago, I think it was about 4 years ago, I was in a relationship that I was not happy in. And I went to, I think it was Hobby Lobby, and I saw that picture and I had to buy it. And every day I went in my bathroom and I looked at that picture, it was like a reminder to me that I had to walk away from the current situation that I was in because I was not happy. And so every morning I was like, do what makes you happy, do what makes you happy. And eventually I manifested that thing, and I was able to let go and cut ties with that person. And it's just been, uphill since. So, yeah. Um, so the next thing I like to go into is healing and transformation. So, y'all know every time we talk about a problem on the healing version, we got a solution. Okay. These solutions may not work for everybody. Some people may come listen to these solutions, write it down, use them, they work. If they don't work for you, it's probably because of the situation, and that's fine. We'll figure it out. If it's not figure outable, it's probably something you need to let go anyway. All right. So first, we have to acknowledge the feelings without feeling guilty. There are signals, not character flaws. These are signals, not character flaws. Okay. So if you start feeling jealous or envious of something, just step back and check yourself. Think about the person who you have these feelings towards. And what should you do? Like, is it something that they have that you want? Maybe you should ask them, like, where did you get that from? Like, how did, some people do be gatekeeping or whatever, but, I don't know, if you want it, go get it. Don't, even if they don't want to tell you, you can figure it out. The internet is full of everything. You can just about find anything on the internet. Now, don't be going to go steal somebody's whole style and dressing like them every day and trying to become them. Like, no, we're not saying that. But I think y'all get what I'm saying. I think so. If not, hit me up on the back end. We'll talk. So another thing that you can do is reflect on the unmet emotional need, whether it's affection, validation, or safety. Where it's safe, encourage open conversation, even if it's one-sided at first. So basically, if you feel like you want to have a conversation with somebody about your feelings of jealousy or envy, or maybe you feel they're jealous or envious, I would be careful how I go to somebody I think that's jealous or envious of me, but basically have a conversation. If you're able to have an open dialogue with the person, do it. It is strongly suggested. Communication, communication, communication. We talk about communication all the time, baby. Communicate. If the person doesn't want to communicate or it's not a right time, maybe try later. If it don't ever happen, you tried. What else can you do? All right. So also with healing and transformation, you have to recognize how internalized roles shape emotional suppression and possibly self-betrayal. So those roles that you take on as caretaker, achiever, black sheep, those roles spew out different emotions. I know for me, like I had an episode about being a black sheep. I do feel like I'm the black sheep, and I do feel like I don't necessarily like wear that role. I recognize that it's something that that has been placed upon me without me wanting it or asking for it, or it just is what it is. So what I've learned during my healing is how to deal with not being supported. And this is not by everybody. I have support, y'all. I'm just there's been situations where I expected certain people to support me. Y'all come back for the next episode. We're gonna talk about supporting by we. I will have a guest. Ooh, 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 ooh. But yeah, so back to it. So I felt like I wasn't getting supported, felt like when people should have been there for me, they were not. And I used to be mad about that. I used to be very upset with those people. But what I was saying is basically through my journey of healing, I've learned how to let those things go and forgive those people. So I forgive you for not being there for me when I needed you. I forgive you for that. Like I'm past it now. So now I only want people to support me and love on me that wants to do it. So I don't have the desire to go and be like, hey, will you support me? Would you? Now, if I ask you to follow the podcast, hey, follow the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Now, just playing. Only if you want to. And I tell people this all the time. If you don't want to listen, baby, by all means, don't. Because what I do believe and what I do know is that God is sending my healing tribe. Not he's going to. He is sending. It is already happening. My healing tribe, the people who got my back, that's going to support me through this thing, they're arriving. They're coming in. So think of it as in the auditorium, right? And I'm up on stage and I got the mic and I'm talking. And there's like a few people on the front row. That's my day ones, my people who've been here since the introduction from a year ago. Y'all, I ain't even mentioned it's been a year. The healing version has been out for a year. Okay, that's me clapping. Maybe I'll put some clapping noises in. But the healing version has been here for a year, y'all. A whole year. I just want to say thank you to all my day ones and everybody who's been here from the beginning. But what I was saying, back to the episode. So we're in the aquarium, aquarium, a fish. I don't know, but anyway, we're in the auditorium, and you got my day ones. They on the front row. You know, it's not a lot of them. You know, they just spread out a little bit. Then you have the doors open, and then there's more people coming in. People, it's one person, then two people, then four, and then like you just have all these people coming in, and they're sitting down, and they're here to support me. And I'm looking at these faces of these people, and I don't recognize them. They're complete strangers. But yeah, if you caught that, you caught it. If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. Rewind it. Anyway, so healing and transformation, acknowledge the feelings, reflect on your feelings, have conversations where you feel it's safe. If you don't feel it's safe, hey, you know who you can and can't talk to. Be real with yourself. And recognize those roles, whatever those roles are, recognize that and just be mindful of how you let that role spew out to the masses. No, but be careful how you allow that role to permeate through you, how you allow it to control you. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I was tongue twisted for a little bit. My thoughts escape me, but be careful of how you allow that role of caretaker, achiever, the golden child, whatever it is. Be careful of how you allow it to allow you to represent yourself, okay? Because those emotions a lot of times will have us looking like a fool, have us out here looking real stupid. So just be mindful in that. All right, so the next thing I like to talk about is, what do you do when a family member is jealous or envious? What do you do? Like, okay, take a minute, stop, think about it. What do you do when a family member is jealous or envious of you? So first, you recognize the signs, right? When someone is being shady, their jokes are full of shade. They exclude you from things, the cliques. We gonna talk about that too. The toxic cliques that, people come up with. They gossip about you, or they withhold praises. So you have all these accomplishments, you do these things, and they won't even say congratulations. Like, what? You my family. Like, you're not proud of me? I'm proud of all my family. Like, if I see you accomplish something and I can bless you, I'm going to do it. Or I'm going to tell you how proud I am of you. I'm going to give you your flowers, because I love to see people doing good. Like, I'm real life one of those people who want to see everybody win. I need everybody to win. So that, also, you have to understand when they are being spiteful and throwing shade and all of those things, it is a reflection of their pain, not your worth. Has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. Because again, like I just said, support, it's nothing to support. Like, when I support people, it's genuine. It's because I want to. I don't support everybody, so I'm not saying that. But when it comes to family, like, I'll be so happy to see, like, family doing great. Because we live in a world full of, like, nonsense and crazy things. And it's so many other things that family and friends and the people we know could be doing. If they're doing good, oh, baby, I'm giving you your flowers. Here you are. I love you. Another thing you have to do with jealous and envious family members is protect your peace. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. Set boundaries. Don't feel guilty about setting your boundaries either. Don't let nobody make you feel guilty about setting your boundaries. No is a complete sentence. And if you say no, or you say you don't want to do it, that's it. It's not up for discussion. If you say no and they say why, walk away. Don't give it any energy. People pleasing. We're not people pleasing. We're not doing things for people because we want them to like us or we want them to react to us a certain way, or we know that they're jealous or envious of us and we just want them to like us and not feel that way, or maybe they're excluding you from things and you want to be included. No, you don't. Why would you want to sit at a table with people who possibly poisoning your food? Let me say that again because it went over somebody's head. Why would you sit at a table with friends, family, sister, brother, cousin, mama, daddy if they gonna poison your food? So in other words, sitting with the people, going around, hanging out with people who don't have good intentions for you, who's jealous of you, who's envious, that's a dangerous game. They will throw you in the line of fire, get you out of here. So just be mindful and be careful of the company that you keep. So an example, a woman notices her cousin shades her during a family dinner, right? Over time, she learns that this cousin has always felt invisible next to her. That's her cousin's problem, not hers, but I'll keep going. Instead of ignoring the shade, she calls her out. Yes, baby, call her out. That's what I'm talking about. Call people out on their bullshit. I'll say it again. You have to call people out on their bullshit. If somebody is coming to you and they're throwing shade or they saying something that's offensive, or they throwing shade like that, like I talked about earlier, your little job, your little school, your little business, you was a big hater. Like, you have to call people out, because what you do when you call people out is you lessen the haterness in the future. You cut the head off the snake. You're going to stop them eventually from talking to you like that. Now, whether they do it to other people when you're not around, okay. And I'm an advocate for other people. So if I feel like you bullying or you doing something to somebody else and they not standing up for themselves, maybe they laughing it off because they're a little embarrassed or they don't want to like say anything because they're just not one of those people, I'm going to call you out. So don't do it in front of me if you don't want to be called out. But no, do it in front of me so I can call you out. Bullying, it's not cool. So, all in all, to end, in conclusion, jealousy and envy, believe it or not, are normal in dysfunctional families. Jealousy and envy in dysfunctional families. And I'm telling you, it's the root of poor communication. Because a lot of times, all the time, 99.9% of the time, communication can alleviate a lot of this stuff that I'm going to go through on Dysfunctional Family Series. That's why I talked about this poor communication and lack of communication. And that's why I had that conversation first. Kind of laid the foundation. So it's normal within that family dynamic, but it's up to us to change that, to call people out on their stuff, and to create a healthy environment for all. Jealousy and envy is deeply rooted in deeper issues and wounds such as rejection, abandonment, identity loss. You used to know who you were, but you start letting people identify you. They start telling you who you were and you started to believe it. So what you got to do is get in the mirror and talk to yourself and tell yourself who you are. Who you believe you are. Now you have to believe it. Okay? Manifestations, things of that, it does not happen if you don't believe it. Like, faith without works is dead. Okay? You have to believe what you're speaking. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, I'm more than a conqueror. Ain't no confidence. You don't even believe it yourself. So if you don't believe it, nobody else is going to believe it, okay? All right, Bookie Butt? Also, remember, healing is not blaming. It is untangling. So healing starts within, and it starts with you. All right. right, so I want to end this episode with a affirmation. I'd like for you to repeat after me. I release the need to compare myself to others. I give myself permission to feel and to grieve. I give myself permission to grow beyond the roles I never chose. I am worthy of love that does not compete. Thank you all so much for coming back for another episode of the Healing Version podcast with your host, Deborah. I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate the love, the support, the feedback, all of that. I love it. Thank y'all so much, so much for being here. Be on the lookout for announcements from the Healing Version for everything that we have coming down. I'm telling y'all, hey, welcome back, hey. But anyway, thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure that you are following the Healing Version on Instagram, on Facebook. Follow me on TikTok, y'all. It ain't the Healing Version, but hey, it's me. What's up? Also, download the Healing Version on Spotify, Apple Music, and go subscribe to our YouTube, guys. But anyway, thank y'all for being here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you enjoyed this episode, send it to somebody. Hey. And until next time, talk to y'all later. Peace.